much. Our next speaker is presenting project number 2 from the Entertaining Speaker Manual. We love that manual. Project number 2 is using resources for entertainment. The speech time is 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome Ed Korkowski to the lectern as he presents his speech, Mama, I want to be a fireman.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Toastmasters, you know that stories are the fabric of our lives, and that by storytelling, you can stir people's emotions. Ms. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests, tonight I'm here to tell you a true story. A true story about a 6-year-old boy from Phoenix, Arizona, named Billy. Now, Billy was just about like any other boy his age, 6 years old. He had hopes and dreams. And one day his mother was standing behind Billy and put her hand on his shoulder and said, "Son, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And Billy said, "Mama, I want to be a fireman." And she goes, "Well, that's great, Billy. That's just what you're going to be." But she said that with a heavy heart, because she knew that Billy would probably never get to fulfill his dream. You see, Billy had terminal leukemia and only had a few months to live. But Billy's mother wanted to help make his dream come true, and she called up the local fire department in Phoenix, and a wonderful man named Bob answered the phone. He was the chief of the station. And Billy's mother explained poor Billy's situation to Chief Bob, and she goes, "Would it be possible for his birthday that's coming up soon, if Billy could come down to the fire station and maybe ride one of the fire trucks?" And that special man, Bob, says, "You know what? We can do better than that. If you bring him down here this Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the morning, sharp, we'll make him honorary fireman for the day." And you know what else? The company that manufactures our firemen's uniforms is located right here in Phoenix. So if you give me his sizes today, we'll have custom made a fire suit with a yellow fireman's jacket, fireman's boots, and a fireman's helmet. Not one of those junky plastic toy helmets, a real fireman's helmet. And we'll even emboss his name on a name tag. We'll make the day extra special for your son. So of course, she told her son about his birthday present, and he was so excited for the days leading up to Wednesday. Wednesday morning, 7 o'clock sharp, he showed up at the fire station, and he not only went on one fire call, but he went on 3 separate fire calls on fire trucks. Remember, this is a true story. He got to eat chili with the guys that they made in the kitchen, and he even got to go on a paramedics call on the ambulance. He got to steer one of the fire trucks. This day was such a big event, they even had the local news crew film it, and they aired it on the evening news. At the end of the day, Billy was chauffeured home by the fire chief in the fire chief's car. Billy was so excited about this special day in his life. It's all he talked about for weeks. He was really living his dream. Even though he was very sick, because he was so excited about that day, he lived 3 months longer than any of his doctors thought he would. Now, it came a point when he was getting so ill that they had to admit Billy into the hospital in the hospice wing. And when the end was near, of course, they invited his parents. They were there with him around the clock. But when his vital signs started to get weaker, the news was very grave. And Billy's mom thought, you know what? We need to get one of those firemen in here. So she called back Chief Bob at the fire station and explained Billy's grave situation and said, Bob, is there any way that you can come down and pay Billy one last visit? And you remember how special Bob was. He goes, you know, we can do better than that. I'll tell you what, the whole crew is going to come down and visit Billy. Now do me a favor. When you hear the sirens wailing and you see the flashing lights approaching the hospital, make an announcement on the PA system. Announce that the fire department is coming to say goodbye to one of its finest members. Well, of course, as the sirens were wailing and the lights were flashing on the wall, Billy was getting excited. Fireman Bob also told his mother to make sure the window was open. So when the fire department came up to the hospital, they put their hook and ladder truck up next to the building, raised the ladder up to the 3rd floor, and one by one, all 16 of the firemen came through the window. And with Billy's mother's permission, they all hugged Billy and told him how much they loved him. The last man up the ladder was Chief Bob. Chief Bob came up to Billy, and Billy looked up and he said, Chief Bob, am I a real fireman today? And Bob said, today, son, you're the chief. And God is holding your hand. Billy says, I know he is, Chief. He's been holding my hand all day. And the angels have been singing for me. It was with that that Billy closed his eyes and exhaled for the last time. By telling stories like this, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to touch people's emotions. Don't keep these stories inside you. Share them with others. Share love. Touch people. By me telling this story tonight, little Billy's legacy lingers on. Let's Toastmaster.
Thank you. Grab a miss. Our next speaker